If the sight of a huge mess in your house, just total chaos and clutter, puts you into some kind of rage, or if you're like me and you're an aggressive vacuumer, this video is for you. So we all know we want our homes for our kids to feel familial and homey and cozy and welcoming. We're not trying to go for like a sterile setting, but honestly, it's just really hard for moms to cope when everything just looks like a total landfill. So let's hit it. The first habit that tidy moms have that really can help them keep things sort of under control, and I like to say 15-minute ready for company, meaning if you could set a timer for 15 minutes, more or less, you can get the main living areas ready for somebody to come over. This is the goal that I like to have. And one of the easiest ways to make that happen is to have baskets in the main living area. The way that you're gonna do this is you're just gonna get whatever your decor is, you're gonna get some big baskets, some catch-all stuff, and we're not talking about micro-organizing. We're talking about somewhere to dump all the kids' toys, okay? So that you can have even a young toddler run around, grab all the toys and dump them in the basket. This is what we want to have in our main areas where people are at, or even in their bedrooms if there's certain kind of toys that don't need to be put away in a specific container like Lego or something. Talking about like, you know, action figures or dolls. Big baskets are the way to go. And there's a few reasons for that. One, it's fast to clean up. It's easy to clean up. Little kids can do it. Anybody can do it. So it's not something you get a lot of resistance with the kids when they go to help out. And if you're the one that's just, okay, I got 5 minutes, I want to run around and get this place looking better, it is so much easier to do when you have somewhere large to put all of the little things that get dropped everywhere. And if you're like me, most of those little things are toys. The second habit that tidy moms have is to do what I like to call, and I coined, an evening sweep. Once the little kids are asleep, they're out of the way, maybe even your husband's out of the way because they like to make messes like kids too. Everybody's sort of done, settled for the evening. You can do an evening sweep, and that's to go in the main living areas or the areas where people aren't asleep with the door closed and just do a quick zhoosh. So we're going to, you know, turn off lamps, we're gonna put toys in the baskets, we're gonna fluff pillows or errant dishes, plates, things that found themselves on the coffee table. We're gonna put them back in the sink. Whatever might be left out, we're gonna do a quick tidy. We put the house to bed, and then the house wakes up in a tidy and clean state. So this is not something that's gonna work if your house is like Hoarderville, but once you get some of these tidy habits in place and you get your home to where in 15-20 minutes it's company ready, an evening sweep will help just keep it like this all the time. This is one of the biggest things you can do that is satisfying, super satisfying to do an evening sweep, and it's satisfying to wake up in the morning and not already feel behind. The third sort of habit that tidy moms have is to put on their minimalist hat. What I mean by this is if you have a problem area, there's a part of your home that's always getting cluttered, if you have certain rooms, situations, maybe it's laundry or the kids' clothes, toys, etc. If there's some area of your house or your life that constantly ends up more and more and more and it's just stacking up a mess, okay, and it's not clean, this is what we want to put on our minimalist hat, and we want to say, what can I get rid of here? This isn't to say you have to become a minimalist, although honestly much areas of your life are easier if you do that. But if you're a maximalist, as they say, you're gonna want to put on that hat from time to time to help solve the issue. So if it's that laundry is always out of control, you might say, do I need to get rid of a bunch of the kids' clothes? Do they have too many clothes? Are they changing clothes 3 times a day? Ask me how I know kids do this. If they're changing clothes all the time, you can say, we're gonna get rid of a bunch of these clothes. Or if you're not ready to fully get rid of them, you can put them away and put them somewhere separate, give it some time, and then revisit. Or if you're like, the play area is just always a mess, but nobody's really up there. When it becomes a mess, the kids don't really want to go in it, because this is kind of how it is. Actually, even kids don't like a mess. Even if they learn to get used to it, they don't like it. This is when you can go up and say, what is causing a mess? And are the certain things that are causing a mess being used? Sometimes there's a mess because they're being used, like Lego, for example. We're always having Lego out, but the kids love Lego, so I'm not gonna get rid of the Lego. But some of the other little toys that find themselves thrown around but not used, those I might decide to donate or get rid of. The fourth habit that tidy moms have in order to keep their home in order and not going too crazy, they got the kids working. We got our kids doing hard, stuff, okay? Hard depending on the age, but hard work is actually good for the kids. One thing that it makes the home more tidy is when everybody in the home contributes to keeping the home tidy. This doesn't mean you have to have super regimented chore lists, although that is something that might be better as they age so they can learn to keep themselves accountable for doing the things they needed to do with the deadline. But it can even be something as so simple as, okay guys, house is a mess, everybody get together, we're gonna tidy it. This is just a surefire way to help keep things more tidy, is to have regular times where everybody is doing some chores. Now I have an entire opt-in on life skills for kids, and these are specific skills by age that they can have and learn to participate in. It's great for their self-esteem and their confidence, and it's great for keeping a tidy house. And you can get that at amotherfarfromhome.com/skills-checklist. And I'll put a link below as well. The fifth habit that tidy moms have to keep their home being tidy is they clear surfaces. They keep surfaces clean and they clear them often. So this doesn't mean you don't have anything on your surfaces, but it means anything that sits on the surface is designated to go there and it has a place. It means maybe you have trays where you gather things, or you don't let things just gravitate and sit on the counters, because it's some kind of like magical trick where if you look at the counters and there's nothing on them, you're like, I'm winning at life. I'm winning at life right now. And this is what we want to go for. Walk around, take stock. Where are the surfaces? Where is stuff gathering? We need to tidy those, okay? We want to move as many appliances as we can off the surfaces. We don't want to just leave a bunch of random bowls and plates and papers and all that kind of stuff. We might need to make like a home command center where we keep papers, or maybe go paperless or whatevs. But we want to make sure the surfaces stay clean. And there's something about this momentum. If you get in the momentum of having a tidy house or company ready in 15 minutes, you will keep that joker. You'll be like, pick up your dirty bowl, somebody left crumbs on the counter. The kids will start to get in the rhythm and it'll just stay more tidy. In college, I studied criminology because I was going to be a lawyer. I really fell far, people. And one of the theories that I had to learn, I actually did a paper on this, was on the broken windows theory. And this says that if you go into a neighborhood, even if it's not a fancy or high socioeconomic area, if things are pretty well taken care of, this is sort of an overall sign that things are okay, and actually less crime happens there. And if you go to another area where there's already broken windows and there is already lots of graffiti, this can in a sense feel like whatever, this place has already gone to pot, and more crime happens. This is a theory, okay, so there's a chicken and the egg conversation, but the point is, if everything's already sort of tidy and in order, we don't just let everything else go to pot because we're already keeping that good standard. So this is where you want to get to by having some of these tidy habits. It's not as hard as you think. They start to keep themselves. And that led directly into my sixth point, was just don't let it get so bad that it all goes to pot and you give up, okay? So if you just can keep some of these up, even if you just start with 1 or 2 rooms at a time, if you ruthlessly get rid of things, you make sure everything has a place, even if all you do is an evening sweep, that's enough to get it set back to right. So don't let it get so bad that you sort of just like give up on life and can't do it. You know, like when little kids go into tidy and it's just such a mess, they don't even know where to begin. If you get to that place, it's like, whatever people, I'm done. We're just gonna have to move and burn the house, and that's how we're gonna get it tidy. We want to avoid going that far. So to recap, we want to get some big baskets that make it easy for the kids to clean up. We want to start requiring the kids to help and requiring them to clean up. They'll get used to it even if they don't like it initially. We want to keep our counters clean, and we want to do an evening sweep, okay? Keep in your mind this broken windows theory. Is my house got a lot of broken windows? So now everybody's trying to put graffiti on the wall, you know, metaphorically. And if so, we want to bring it all back, keep it down to a certain level that's easy to keep up. So if you want more tips, tricks, and mindset hacks to take your family life and your home from feeling super complicated to just being at peace, check out my next video.